Hey guys, I'm Moldran, and today I'm going to talk about something that most of you are probably looking forward to: PvP in Diablo 3. And now every time I mention the word of PvP, arena, on my stream, people are like, Moldran, you can't talk about this. We don't know 100% exactly how PvP is going to be. Don't talk about PvP, you don't know how it's going to be. You can't make any assumptions. And while this is true to some extent, like only Blizzard knows the exact mechanics of the current state of PvP, different calculations, what's going to be behind it, I think that we are able to make some assumptions and calculations that might help us in the long term. Now, for example, if let's say life regeneration gear, when gearing up, life regeneration gear turns out to be really good for PvP after PvP is released. People play PvP for a few days and then life regeneration items turn out to be really sick. What's gonna happen? The price of those items is gonna increase tremendously. And you gotta battle with thousands of other players, many players come back just for arena, just for PvP, check it out. And some of those players, they have billions of gold to spend. So if you wanna get good items, then you probably won't have a chance. But right now, there's less competition on the market. It's still competitive for high-end items, but good average items you can get. And so like what I'm doing sometimes is just do a few calculations, some analysis, what could be good in PvP and for what reasons. And now let me provide you an example. Often I get asked the difference between life on hit and lifesteal. So let's make a few assumptions here so we can test this. Let's say you have, or people have 50,000 HP in arena. So if you play a barb, for example, and you're limited in the amount of skills that you can choose. Like there are probably only 3 skills that you use. Either PvP is going to be mostly about ranged classes. Every class, I think, got a range spec. Not so sure about monks. And what could be is that range classes got an advantage in PvP. For example, you have 2 demon hunters and 2 throw barbs, or 4 demon hunters, and they just focus a barb down before he can reach them, or they just kite him all the time and attack him. Because PvP, that's also important, is going to be 4 versus 4. So all the assumptions should be according to 4 versus 4 team play and focus fire. But yeah, the other option that you have as a barb, like Whirlwind, is going to be bad in PvP, but the other option that you have is Frenzy, Bash, one of those 2 skills, and Hammer of the Ancients as a high burst skill. And let's say you play melee barb, for example, and you decide for either Frenzy with the stun rune, I think Smite, or Frenzy with Sidearm for DPS, or Frenzy Maniac to boost your Hammer of the Ancients damage even further. Let's for example take Frenzy Sidearm. Now every different skill has a different coefficient, which means that if you have 2000 life on hit, which you can get on just 2 or 3 pieces, for example my Amulet and my Offhand are almost 2k life on hit. But yeah, if you have 2k life on hit, with Frenzy the coefficient is 75%. So this means you get 1.5k life on hit. And let's say it takes around 10 seconds to kill someone. So 50k HP, 10 seconds means you do 5k DPS, not 5k damage per second. If life on hit, let's say you have an attack speed of 2 attacks per second, that's 20 attacks then. 20 attacks times 1.5k life on hit. 30,000 life on hit, while you kill the other guy in 10 seconds. And now with lifesteal is extremely good in PvE. That's why lifesteal is really expensive now, and more expensive than life on hit on similar items like an Echoing Fury, for example. Lifesteal works directly based on your damage output and the HP of the person or monster that you are against. So lifesteal in PvE against mobs with 100 millions of HP, really good. But in PvP, you know, people have armor, people have resistances, and the actual damage is going to be smaller than the numbers that you see in PvE right now. 100k crit won't happen in PvP when people have 50k HP. Okay, so let's assume again 50k HP, same person, takes 10 seconds to kill. If you have 3% lifesteal, let's say per second, like with Frenzy before, we had 2 attacks per second, which is 3k life per second that you get with the life on hit. Now, 3% lifesteal in 1 second. 1 second is 5k damage of the 50k HP, and 5k damage, 3% lifesteal is 150. So we have 3000 life on hit from, or 3000 life or HP gained from using Frenzy with life on hit versus 3% lifesteal, which is 150. So life on hit is much more effective than lifesteal in PvP. And you also got to factor in that, let's say you have 4 people on your team and you attack 1 guy on the other team. Let's say you do more damage than your teammates. You actually do 50% of the other guy's HP yourself, and then the other 50% of his HP your 3 teammates do, which is 16.67% HP per person. In that case, you do 25k damage to him, 50% of his HP. And if you have 3% lifesteal, that's 750 HP. 750 HP through lifesteal, that's nothing. But if you, for example, hit him with life on hit for 5 or 10 seconds, how long it's ever going to be, you get a lot of life back. And this is one really important thing when gearing for PvP. I have an offhand with life on hit. I never cared about lifesteal on my offhand because for PvE, for the current system, monster powers, my gear is perfectly fine. I don't need to min-max for that. It's perfectly fine to like gear for PvP. My amulet, same story. I have life on hit because I calculated or I assume that life on hit is going to be vastly superior to lifesteal in PvP. Now, when it comes down to your defensive stats, the calculations are pretty similar. For example, life regeneration, let's say you can decide between 1k life regeneration or vitality. Now 1k life regeneration, let's say you get killed in 10 seconds. The point where life regeneration becomes better than 10k vitality, or the point, yeah, PvP fights take 10 seconds, and actually we have to compare like 1k life per second versus 10k vitality. Like you could decide on items between those 2 stats. And the break point is if you survive longer than 10 seconds, life regeneration is better. If you survive less than 10 seconds, vitality is better. But in reality, it's not that simple. Now, for example, if you factor in burst damage, let's say you can be bursted down in 3 seconds when everyone pops a burst cooldown, then vitality becomes much more important than life per second. On the other hand, let's say you can stack your life regeneration, your armor, your resistances, and also your life on hit, like your life replenishment, so high that even if 4 people attack you all the time, you won't die. But then 20 or 30k HP could be enough, like because your life instantly goes back up again. Then life regeneration would be good, and also stacking armor resistances. So yeah, those are a few assumptions that are going in my head on right now. I was able to manage a few very good snipes because of that, because because items that I think are going to be really good in PvP comes out, and people like don't value them that much now, because right now for PvE they are not that good, or not looking that good. For example, I bought my Vile Ward with physical resist, high strength and vitality for only 190 million gold. Only, but yeah, for me it's not that much. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that was my video about PvP, just a few calculations. People always ask me about the release date of PvP, and my personal opinion is PvP on live service is a 2013 thing, but I think there's a chance, or actually a big chance, that we're gonna see PvP either in late November or in December on the PTR, because PvP is gonna be tested before it makes it on live servers, and as soon as PvP comes on the PTR, I'm gonna be there and do some live testing for you, maybe find some imbalances, also do some bug reports for Blizzard to fix it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to PvP. I hope you got some useful information of this video, and yeah, see you guys soon. Bye.